it is the tradition, often to process the gospel with candles, to have some extra light. You know why? Particularly this night, God entered the world with the light of a newborn child, with hope for all of us. And so you are my light tonight. The Holy Gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ, according to Luke. Glory to you, Lord Christ. In those days, decree went out from Emperor Augustus that all the world should be registered. This was the first registration. It was taken while Quirinius was the governor of Syria. All went to their own towns to be registered. Joseph also went from the town of Nazareth in Galilee to Judea, to the city of David. The city of David was called Bethlehem, because he was descended from the house and family of David. He went to be registered with Mary, to whom he was engaged and who was expecting a child. While they were there, the time came for her to deliver her child, and she gave birth to her firstborn son, and wrapped him in bands of cloth, and laid him in a manger, because there was no place for them in the inn. In that region there were shepherds living in the fields, keeping watch over their flock by night. Then an angel of the Lord stood before them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were terrified. Wouldn't you have been terrified? They were terrified. But the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid. For see, I am bringing you good news of great joy for all the people. To you, to all of you, is born this day in the city a Savior, who is the Messiah, the Lord. This will be a sign for you. You will find a child wrapped in bands of cloth and lying in a manger." And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host, praising God and saying, "Glory to God in the highest heaven, and on earth peace among those whom he favors." When the angel had left them and gone into heaven, the shepherds said to one another, "Let us go now to Bethlehem and see this thing that has taken place, which the Lord has made known to us." So they went with haste and found Mary and Joseph and the child lying in the manger. When they saw this, they made known what had been told them about this child, and all who heard it were amazed at what the shepherds told them. But Mary treasured all these words and pondered them in her heart. The shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all they had heard and seen, as it had been told them. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Christ.
The Word was made flesh and dwelt among us. Let us pray. Most merciful and loving God, you have made this day holy by the incarnation of your Son, Jesus Christ, and by the child, bearing of the Blessed Virgin Mary. Grant that we, your people, may enter with joy into the celebration of this day, and may also rejoice forever as your adopted sons and daughters. Through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Hosanna on the mountain,
I'm sure that we would all agree that this place where we're worshiping together this evening is not anything like the place where Jesus was born. The beauty of this place, tended so faithfully by our altar guild, polished and prepared with gleaming torches and window candles, the riot of red poinsettias adorning the chancel, the sparkling white Christmas vestments and paraments, and all of the loving touches that help us to celebrate this holy night with all of our senses. No, that stable or that cave at the outskirts of Bethlehem where animals were sheltered was nothing like this place, nor as carefully carved as that crèche at our altar. There was light there, we are told, light from the heavens, and especially that brilliant star that stopped over the fields. There were odors there too, no doubt. Not the fragrance of incense and beeswax, but animal smells, not so different from the scent of farms today. And there was music, the angelic chorus, and the sounds of valleys and fields, the beasts mooing and baying, the sounds of shepherds and townspeople whispering and wondering about what they were seeing there in that unlikely place. Oh, it was a miracle of a night. And tonight is a miracle too, as we gather to remember this unlikely, this impossible, irrational event that intruded into our world. Oh yes, intruded. For that is how God acts, isn't it? God intrudes, interrupts, breaks into ordinary daily human lives in surprising ways. And our being here tonight, some 2,000 years later, is proof of the lasting power and promise of that intrusion. It's my hope that you will find joy and peace tonight in this celebration, that it will be a comfort for you if you are in need of comfort or shelter or a salve for a broken heart. At the same time, though, I invite you to let it be more than simply a nostalgic remembrance. One night, one day of the year to set aside the world and its worries. And then on the 26th, or on January 6th, take your tree to the recycling center, pack your ornaments in the attic, and return to life as usual. No, I invite you to think of this night as not the thing itself, but as the beginning of the most amazing and radical interruption that has ever taken place since creation at the beginning of time. An interruption when God, loving the creation, the world and its creatures, including its troubled humans, intervened not by a single decree or a kingly act, but by becoming one with humanity as a tiny, poor, vulnerable infant who then grew and learned, working and playing, skinning his knees like any other young boy, before becoming a man who knew joy and pain, love and suffering, so that he could show us a better a way of compassion and peaceful community, a way of sharing and showing others how to share, so that one day there would be peace on earth, the goodwill that characterizes God's realm. Oh, he brought not a guarantee of freedom from pain, disappointment, and hardship. No one-time instant miracle that would change the world in the twinkling of an eye. What he brought us was a way of living and loving, of coming closer and closer to God and to one another, and a promise that in the rough and tumble of our broken world, we are never alone. The stories we hear, the carols we sing this night, proclaim a message that is impossible and irrational, to our reasoning minds. And yet there is that breathless hope that is born and reborn over and over again. In just a minute or two, we will repeat our own tradition of light and song. The lights will be dimmed, the small candles lighted. For just a moment, only this Christ candle will glow in the darkness. Then as we sing, the flame will pass from hand to hand, from person to person, until the sanctuary is illuminated. And in the peace of this silent night, may we be filled with awe and wonder. For the song and the light go on and on and on, offering each of us the wondrous gift of Christ's birth, the Emmanuel, the Incarnation, God with us. Let it grasp you and hold you. Then grasp onto the mystery and the wonder yourself, and do not let go. Nurture the flame to keep it alight in your hearts, even when the candle is extinguished. And know that this peace and this gentle candlelight cannot remain silent or enclosed within our hearts, or even within these four walls. The light is for the world, and it must burst forth into the brilliance of angel song and star-filled sky. Our voices must join the rejoicing of the heavenly host, spreading the good tidings of great joy to all people. For we know that the true light has come. The light shall not be overcome by darkness. May the memory of the magic of this night warm you when you are cold, feed you when you hunger, and shape you in your faith and your very lives, giving you the will and the spirit to serve in Christ's name. Amen.